Hey everyone. So, you're trying to figure out YouTube, huh? Get more people watching, more subscribers, all that.
Yeah.
We're diving into this really cool guide today
Mm-hmm.
that lays out these crazy, powerful settings and features that YouTube has
Yeah.
that honestly a lot of creators just miss.
Right.
It's like finding hidden treasure for your channel,
Mm-hmm.
and this stuff can really make a difference.
It's interesting, the guide really focuses on getting the basics right before you even start thinking about all the fancy strategies and stuff.
Right, like make sure you have a solid foundation
Yeah.
before you start building. Right?
Exactly. The guide goes really deep into how even the most basic settings can have a huge impact on everything from how the YouTube algorithm sees your channel
Mm.
to how well your content actually reaches the right audience.
So what kind of settings are we talking about here?
Sure.
What are the most important ones?
One that really stood out to me was how important it is to get your country setting right. And whether your content is, made for kids.
Gotcha.
And you'd be surprised how many people get this wrong. And it can have big consequences.
I could see how that could happen, especially if you're just starting out and, eager to get your videos out there. You might not even realize those settings are so important.
Absolutely. It affects everything from how much money you can make from ads to how your videos show up in search results. So I'd say it's worth taking a few minutes to double check those settings on your own channel.
Right.
Even if you think you've got them right.
Definitely going to be doing that after this. Easy to set things up and forget about them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say we've got those basic settings all nailed down. What's next? How do we dominate YouTube?
Well, the guide tells this crazy story about a YouTuber named Deb
Oh.
who almost lost her whole channel to hackers.
Oh, why?
But because she had this one specific setting turned on, she was able to save it.
Okay, now I gotta know. What was this magical setting that saved her channel?
It's actually pretty simple.
Okay.
It's about giving what they call manager access to a second email address, one you trust.
Okay.
It's basically like having an extra key to your house
Right.
in case you get locked out.
So even if someone tries to take over your account, you can still get back in through that other email.
Exactly.
That's really smart. I can see why the guide says everyone should do this, even if your channel's small.
It only takes a few minutes to set up,
Right.
and it can save you a ton of trouble later on.
Definitely adding that to my list.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry. Right.
Absolutely. Now, here's where things get interesting, maybe a little counterintuitive.
Right.
The guide actually recommends that sometimes you should mark your content as promotional.
Wait, hold on. That seems backwards.
Yeah.
If we're trying to promote our stuff, why would we flag it
Yeah.
in a way that might actually make it harder for people to see?
Well, there are specific times when YouTube says you have to do it.
Oh,
And it has to do with how the algorithm works
gotcha.
and even how much money you might make.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example.
Let's say you've got a tech review channel, right?
Mhm.
And a company sends you a free gadget to review.
Okay.
If you don't tell your viewers that you got it for free,
Yeah,
it could seem like you're not being honest with them.
right.
So in cases like that, you need to mark the video as promotional to be transparent.
So it's about being upfront with your audience,
Yeah.
even if it means maybe fewer people will see it.
That's the dilemma. Does YouTube have the right to, penalize content just because it's promoting something, even if it's actually helpful and valuable to the people watching?
That's a tough one. It's like a balancing act, right?
Yeah.
Trying to be authentic and also reach as many people as possible.
Exactly. Transparency is key,
Yeah.
but finding that balance can be tough.
Okay, so speaking of making sure people can find your content, the guide talks a lot about using chapters, but it seems like there's more to it than just, breaking up a long video.
You're right. Chapters aren't just about organization.
Okay.
They actually have this hidden power that can really affect how your videos show up
Really?
in both YouTube search results and even Google search results.
So just by adding chapters, we can make it easier for people to find our stuff.
It's like you're adding these little signposts to your video,
Okay.
making it easier for people and for search engines to find what they're looking for.
So let's say I have a 20-minute video about, I don't know, home brewing.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a chapter that focuses on how to choose the right yeast,
Right.
could that chapter actually rank high in search results, even if someone never watches the whole video?
Exactly. Even just a section of your video can get a lot of attention if it's structured well with chapters and it matches what people are searching for.
Wow.
And the best part is it's super easy to add chapters yourself right in YouTube.
I had no idea. Definitely going to have to rethink my chapter strategy after this.
Now, let's talk about something that's still pretty new,
Okay.
but could totally change how people discover content on YouTube. It's called automatic concepts.
Automatic concepts. Sounds cool. How does that work?
It's still in beta testing,
Yeah.
but basically YouTube is starting to use AI, artificial intelligence, to actually understand what's in your videos,
Right.
even if you haven't specifically tagged those things.
So it's like YouTube's AI is watching our videos and taking notes.
That's a great way to think about it.
Oh.
Imagine someone's watching a video tutorial and they're looking for the part where the creator shows how to download something.
Okay.
With automatic concepts, YouTube could find the exact moment in the video where the download happens.
Right.
Even if the creator never actually said the word download in their tags or description.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But also a little creepy. It's like a mind-reading search engine.
It definitely brings up a lot of questions about how much control creators will have in the future over how their content is found and shown to people.
I guess we'll have to see how it all develops, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
Now, on a lighter note, the guide has a few clever tricks to help you get more subscribers.
All right. I'm always up for some good tips. What are they?
One of the easiest ones has to do with how you format your channel's URL
Okay.
when you share it on other websites or social media.
Wait, the URL can actually affect how many subscribers we get?
It's all about how YouTube wants people to use the platform. They
Right.
want people to stay on YouTube as long as possible.
Right.
So when you share a link that makes it super easy for someone to subscribe, it keeps them engaged
Yeah,
and makes it more likely they'll join your community.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's the secret formula for the URL?
It's really simple. Just add this, sub_confirmation equals 1 to the end of your regular channel URL.
Wow. I had no idea. It's like a secret code to get more subscribers.
I challenge you to try it out and see if it makes a difference.
Challenge accepted. Now, speaking of making things easier for viewers, are there any design tips in the guide?
There's a whole section on how to customize your channel page.
Okay.
So you can highlight specific videos.
Gotcha.
It's like rearranging the furniture in your store
Okay.
to show off your best-selling products.
So instead of just having a list of all my videos in order, I can create sections that lead people to the content I really want them to see.
Exactly. It's all about guiding the viewer's journey and making it super easy for them to find the videos they'll love.
So far, we've covered so much these settings people forget about, how to protect your channel from hackers, this whole debate about promotional content, the power of chapters, AI search, even that little URL trick to boost subscribers. My head is spinning.
And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more in this guide.
Okay.
So let's keep digging deeper.
Okay, so let's pick up where we left off and talk about making your content even more, discoverable.
We need to delve into the power of end screens.
End screens. Those are the things that pop up at the end of your videos, right?
Agreed.
Kind of like a call to action.
Exactly. But a lot of people just, slap a generic subscribe button on there and call it a day.
Right.
There's a huge opportunity with end screens to, keep people watching and lead them to more of your content.
Okay, so how can we use them more strategically? What does the guide recommend?
Think of end screens as a way to extend the viewing session instead of the video just ending abruptly.
Right.
You can show other videos that are related, curated playlists, even linked to your website or your social media.
Right.
It's about giving viewers a clear path to follow.
Right. Instead of just ending the experience, you're inviting them to explore more of what you have to offer.
Exactly. And the guide really emphasizes experimenting with different types of end screens.
Okay.
Try different layouts, different calls to action. See what works best for your audience.
Just like any other part of YouTube, it's all about looking at the data and figuring out what works best.
Right. Now let's shift gears to something that can really make or break your channel. Thumbnails.
Thumbnails. The bane of every YouTuber's existence.
Yeah.
I spend way too much time trying to make those things look good and actually get people to click. Any advice?
Well, the guide goes deep on thumbnails and really stresses that we should treat them like mini movie posters. It's the first impression, right?
Yeah.
So we got to make it count.
So grabbing attention is obviously important.
Yeah.
What else should we be thinking about?
Clarity is super important.
Okay.
People should know exactly what the video is about just by looking at the thumbnail.
Right. Nobody likes to feel tricked by clickbait.
Exactly. The guide also recommends using really high-quality images and bold, easy-to-read text. People are scrolling through tons of these things. Yours needs to jump out.
It's all about visual hierarchy.
Yeah.
Right. Make the important stuff big and bold.
Absolutely. And don't forget branding. Use consistent colors, fonts, imagery that, like, matches your channel's overall look and feel.
Treat those thumbnails like tiny billboards for your channel.
Exactly.
Eye-catching, informative, on brand.
Got it. Now let's talk titles.
Titles? I thought we covered that already. Isn't it just about coming up with a catchy phrase that sums up the video?
It's a little more nuanced than that.
Okay.
The guide really stresses the importance of keyword research.
Okay.
We need to understand how people are actually searching for content, in our niche.
Ah, so it's not just about being clever, it's about being strategic.
Right.
Using the words that viewers are actually typing in.
Exactly. Think like a viewer. What are they trying to find? What problem are they trying to solve?
So our titles should answer those questions and use those specific keywords.
Exactly. The guide suggests using tools like Google Trends, or even just the YouTube search bar to see what's popular in your niche.
Keep an eye on the competition. See what's working for them.
Exactly. It's about understanding the landscape.
Okay, so we've done our keyword research. What else should we be thinking about for titles?
Keep it concise.
Okay.
No one wants to read a novel in the search results.
Short and sweet, just like this deep dive.
And don't be afraid to use, like, power words that create emotion or curiosity. Things like secrets, hacks, ultimate, the words that make people want to click.
I'm definitely guilty of using those.
Yeah.
Hey, if it works, it works.
It's all about finding the right balance.
Okay.
You want to grab attention, but also deliver on what you promise.
Right. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Now, what about descriptions? Are those as important as titles?
Descriptions are super important for SEO and for giving viewers a better understanding of what the video is about.
So it's not just a place to throw in a bunch of random keywords.
No, not at all. The guide suggests giving a clear, concise summary of your video, including those relevant keywords, and even using timestamps to highlight important moments.
Timestamps, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Makes it easier for people to find what they're looking for.
Exactly. And don't forget, you can use your description to drive traffic to other places, like your website or your other social media accounts.
So the description is like a springboard to other content and helps build your overall online presence.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about something people often overlook. Tags.
Tags. I always feel like I'm just randomly choosing words. Is there actually a strategy there?
There definitely is.
Okay.
Tags are like these hidden keywords that help YouTube categorize your video, and they're important for how people find it.
So what's the best way to use them?
The guide recommends a mix of broad and specific tags.
Okay.
Broad tags cover the general topics,
Right.
and specific tags are more niche and targeted.
So if my video is about baking a chocolate cake, a broad tag would be baking, and a specific tag might be chocolate cake recipe from scratch.
Perfect example. Don't forget to use tags related to what's trending at the moment.
Yeah, ride those trending waves.
Exactly. The guide even suggests using tools like TubeBuddy or vidIQ to research popular tags and see what your competition is using.
A little competitive intelligence gathering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember to review your tags every so often to make sure they're still relevant.
Got it. So tags aren't just a one-time thing. You got to keep them up to date with what people are searching for.
Right. Now let's move on to playlists, which are really important for growth.
Playlists, I love playlists. It's like curating my own little channels within my channel.
Yeah.
But are they really that crucial for getting bigger?
They are.
Okay.
The guide points out that playlists can keep people watching for longer periods of time, which tells YouTube your content is valuable.
So instead of just watching one video and leaving, they're more likely to watch a bunch in a row.
You're creating a binge-watching experience.
Okay, so playlists are good for keeping people on our channel longer. Are there any other benefits?
Actually, yeah. Playlists can help your videos rank higher in search. When you make playlists around specific keywords, it gives YouTube more context about your content, which can boost your rankings.
It's like giving YouTube a roadmap to your content, right?
Right.
Making it easier to understand and categorize your videos.
Exactly. And make sure those playlists have catchy titles and descriptions that accurately reflect what's in them.
So treat them like their own little mini channels, brand them well, and make them look enticing.
Now let's talk about a feature that can really boost engagement. Cards.
Cards, those are those little pop-ups that show up during a video, right?
Yeah, they're interactive and a great way to, engage viewers, promote other videos, even get people to visit external websites.
So it's like having call to action buttons right in the video itself.
Exactly.
Okay, what are some good ways to use them?
You can use them to show other videos, playlists, encourage people to subscribe, or even link to your merchandise store or crowdfunding page.
So you can direct people to specific actions. whether it's watching more, supporting you, or checking out your products.
Exactly. But be careful not to overuse them.
Okay.
And make sure they actually relate to what's happening in the video.
Right. Don't overwhelm people with a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
Got it. Now, what about subtitles and closed captions?
Subtitles.
I always thought those were just for people who can't hear well.
Yeah.
Are they actually important for growing a channel?
They are.
Really?
They're super important for SEO and for reaching people who speak other languages.
Wait, subtitles can actually help my videos rank higher. How?
When you add subtitles or closed captions, YouTube can read and understand that text, which gives them way more information about what your video's about.
It's like adding extra keywords and context.
Exactly. Plus, they make your videos accessible to a wider audience, including people who can't hear well or who don't speak the same language.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Better accessibility, more reach, and a potential SEO boost. Why wouldn't we add subtitles?
Exactly. And luckily, YouTube makes it easy to do.
Okay, so we've covered end screens, thumbnails, titles, descriptions, tags, playlists, cards, and the importance of subtitles. My head is spinning.
We've covered a lot, but remember, these details really do matter if you want to be successful on YouTube.
I feel like I'm finally starting to see how all the pieces fit together.
We're making progress. Let's take a minute to digest all this, and then we'll dive into some even more advanced strategies.
All right, you ready to keep uncovering these YouTube secrets?
Absolutely. Let's jump right in.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the technical stuff, but now let's talk about community engagement.
I know interacting with your viewers is important.
Yeah.
But how does that actually help your channel grow?
It's all about building those connections, creating a real sense of community around your channel.
Okay.
When people feel like they know you and like they know each other,
Right.
they're way more likely to subscribe, watch more videos, and even tell others about your channel.
So it's not just about putting your videos out there for the world to see. Right. You actually have to have a conversation with your audience.
Exactly. The guide really stresses responding to comments, asking questions, even doing contests and giveaways.
Okay.
Just things to keep people engaged.
So we should treat our viewers like VIPs, not just passive viewers. Makes sense.
Exactly. And don't forget about the community tab on YouTube.
Right.
It's a great place to post polls, updates, behind-the-scenes stuff.
So we can use the community tab to give our audience something to do even when we haven't posted a new video.
Now let's talk about something that can really change the game. Collaborations.
You mean like teaming up with other YouTubers?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that, but I never know where to start.
Well, the guide has some great advice. It suggests finding creators in your niche who have a similar audience size and engagement as you do.
So it's not about chasing after the people with millions of subscribers.
Right.
It's more about finding people who are a good fit for your channel and your audience.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to reach out and suggest collaboration ideas.
Okay.
You never know, they might be into it.
It's all about networking and building relationships within the YouTube community.
When you collaborate, you're basically tapping into their audience, and introducing yourself to a whole new group of potential viewers.
That's a great point. Built-in cross-promotion, but it feels more authentic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about analytics. I know it's important to look at the data.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, it can all feel a little overwhelming.
I get it. It can feel intimidating.
Yeah.
But it's really important if you want to understand how your content is doing and how to improve it.
So we need to learn to love the data. Where should we even start? What should we be focusing on?
Well, the guide points out a few key metrics. Watch time, audience retention, click-through rate, and engagement.
Watch time makes sense.
Yeah.
We want people to actually watch our videos, not just click and then leave right away.
Yeah, right. And audience retention tells you how long people are sticking around.
Gotcha.
If you're seeing a lot of people drop off at a certain point, it could mean you have a pacing problem, or maybe the content there just isn't that interesting.
So analytics can help us figure out what's working and what's not, so we can make our content better. Cool.
And then you've got click-through rate, which basically tells you how good your titles and thumbnails are at getting people to click.
Okay.
If your click-through rate is low, you might need to change your thumbnails or reword your titles.
So it's a process of trial and error, trying different things until we find what works for our audience.
And don't forget about engagement metrics like likes, comments, and shares. Those tell you how much your content is resonating with viewers.
We can see what people are really connecting with.
Exactly. The guide recommends checking the YouTube analytics dashboard regularly to see your progress.
Okay.
And figure out how different strategies are affecting your channel's growth.
It sounds like analytics can be a really powerful tool if we know how to use them.
Definitely. Now, one last but super important piece of the puzzle is consistency.
You mean like posting videos regularly?
Exactly. The guide emphasizes how crucial it is to create a schedule and stick to it.
So it's not enough to make great content. You have to deliver it consistently.
It helps you build momentum, keep your viewers coming back, and it even tells YouTube's algorithm that your channel is worth promoting.
So you're creating a predictable experience for your audience. They know when to expect new content, so they're more likely to tune in regularly.
The guide recommends making a content calendar and planning your videos ahead of time.
Okay.
It helps you stay organized and consistent.
It sounds like we need to treat our YouTube channel like a business with a plan and a schedule.
You got it. And remember, while consistency is key, don't be afraid to adapt and change things up based on feedback.
So it's all about finding the balance between being consistent and also being responsive to our audience.
We've covered so much today. Settings, features, optimization, engagement, collaboration, analytics, consistency.
A lot to take in.
But I hope you're feeling ready to take your channel to the next level.
I'm definitely feeling inspired. I've got a ton of ideas to implement. You've given me a whole new arsenal of tools for YouTube success.
Remember, YouTube's always changing.
Right.
So what works today might not work tomorrow.
Yeah?
Stay curious, keep experimenting, keep learning.
Great advice.
Remember, the world needs to hear what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So share your story, connect with people, and never give up on your YouTube dreams.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of YouTube. We'll be back next time for another insightful journey into all things digital.